Hello, survivors! It's the Garage once again, and you're watching a new episode of our renewed series. Without further ado, here's what we're going to talk about today. Workshop: how to bring somebody to a boil, quite literally, by using some old canisters and a couple of matchsticks. Counter meta: the spearocalypse, or how to deal with the Knights of the Order of the Explosive Spear. And Voice of the Wasteland, where we answer your questions and choose the craft of the week. The Incinerator is a special tool for burning your enemies to a crisp that arrived to the Wasteland with update 0.9.0. If you've ever used an incinerator, well, you know how devastating it can be. Haven't used it? Not sure if it's actually worth it? Okay, we get it. It has a weight of a proper cannon, consumes 6 points of energy, and takes more time to reload than the Mammoth, while even a direct hit with one of your canisters deals so little damage that Psycho Pete won't ever acknowledge its existence. It's a small wonder that some survivors just shelve their incinerators and move on to some new shiny gun. And that's where they're wrong. Hear us out. This is a high-angle trajectory weapon. This means, my dear fellow pyromaniacs, that you can lob your canisters right over rocks and ruins. Furthermore, each canister creates a pretty big lake of flame upon impact, which is deadly to be in. It's not just that it deals damage over time, that's not the best part. The best part is that it heats a vehicle up, which means that the unfortunate fellow will be getting progressively more damage from you or your allies. Too many parts to chew through? A generator is hidden behind layers and layers of armor? Say hi to the Lake of Fire, TM. It does not discriminate, burning through anything and anyone. Lakes of Fire are especially great when you're fighting slower vehicles, like, let's say, a tank build with a gas gen. Show your love by sending them a friendly little canister of hellfire. They'll appreciate it. But wait, don't rush to the market to get an incinerator just yet. We have to warn you that it's not an easy weapon to use. In order to maximize your efficiency with this chef's favorite, you'd need a specific build, something along these lines. First, an undercarriage, allowing for decent speed and, most importantly, agility. We suggest that you should try using hovers or meat grinders. Then, a fast, light cabin, so that you can be the first to claim favorable positions on the map, like the Blight. It allows us to create a very fast battle car, and has a perk that is crucial to our success, increasing both our fire damage and the size of our fire puddles. Next, we need an engine. Take a look at the Hot Red, the Colossus, or the Oppressor. In other words, classic choices for faster reload speeds. Then we will obviously need a radar detector, because it's extremely beneficial to know where our enemies are. And maybe an ammo crate to be able to drown everything in flames. We also need to position our incinerators in the right way. We suggest that you put them as low as possible while also covering them with armor or other parts of your vehicle. This will make it much easier for you to engage in combat at close range. Trust us, nothing sparks more joy in the heart of a raider than a canister of literal hellfire delivered in a very intimate fashion. A few words about using incinerators on different maps. Basically, the smaller the location, the better your chances are of recreating hell on Earth with multiple casualties. If you have to fight on a big map with lots of open areas, stand behind your allies and perform the crowd control duty. For example, close off potential escape routes or avenues of approach. Your team will appreciate it. Lob your canisters, burn everything and everyone, extinguish any hope your opponents might have of getting out of your fire traps alive, and remember, there is never too much of a good thing when it comes to fire. Isn't that the best? When after a long, hard day, you finally get your meticulously designed and lovingly built battle car running? You rev the engine, admiring its low growl, roll the car out of the shed and... Wait, what? What do you mean I'm already dead? Centuries ago, lances were used at jousts to determine who was worthy of a fleeting glance of a noble lady. These days, riders with explosive spears determine who's going to live to see another day. A well-designed spear build can easily blow almost any opponent to smithereens, and it's not particularly easy to dodge their attacks. Invisible, agile, and very dangerous, spear builds are one of the true terrors of the Wasteland. How can a humble survivor deal with this terror? Piece of advice number 1. Be vigilant. Most of these builds rely heavily on the element of surprise, on the invisibility that they use to sneak up on their prey. This is one of their key strengths, and key weaknesses at the same time. If you pay attention to your surroundings, you can often notice a predator when they are still dozens of meters away. Land a hit on the bugger, and here we are, with the attacker revealed for the whole world to see. Number 2. If your life plan isn't about becoming yet another frag for yet another witness me wannabe, be a hard target. Keep moving, never stand still. Number 3. Get yourself an Oculus or a verifier. They will alert you if there's an invisible threat nearby. A radar detector is also an okay chance for this. If an enemy suddenly disappears from the minimap, that means that they just went invisible. Time to refer to piece of advice number 1. Number 4. Know your maps. There are particular routes and areas heavily favored by Knights of the Order of the Burning Spear. Don't be stingy with your ammo. If the situation permits, fire a few shots, checking the dangerous avenues of approach. The last thing, which is also probably the most important, watch your allies' backs. Even when one of those damned buggers is already busy shish kebabbing one of your teammates, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're automatically safe from harm. There are many designs in the Wasteland capable of taking on a few targets one after another, so you're all in it together. To be fair, there's also another way, for those who are completely fed up with running into spear-bearing foes. You can design your battle car in a multitude of ways to make it more spear-proof. Anything goes, from grills to fuel barrels. Even ammo crates can come in handy. Okay, that's clear. But what if there's a spear craft going light speed in your direction, which is literally a second or two from hitting your vehicle? Shoot at the spears. They aren't that sturdy, and the more you destroy before the impact, the less damage you get. One last memo. Shoot at the spears even if the spearman is currently attacking somebody else. A, next time they might do the same for you. B, the ally you save might be instrumental to your team's success. And now for a short commercial break.
The Spitfire shotgun, the official best gun companion for our new rapping star of the Wasteland. Admit it, with your rapid skills, you need to have a shotgun at hand to survive.
The first question was sent by Jakob Bogusch. Is it possible for players that didn't participate in earlier events to get the parts that were rewarded in those events? Hey Jakob. Yup, we're currently working on a system that will make that possible, so that camo paint you mentioned in your message might not be completely out of reach. Can't tell you any specifics yet though. Stay tuned for updates. Then there's a message by Crazy Mac Jr.'s Playground. I'm thinking about returning to streaming this game. I used to play in the past, but so much has changed. I have no clue where to start. Any suggestions? First of all, we're really happy to hear that. Second, we strongly recommend that you find yourself a clan. Those are currently made by the most dedicated and knowledgeable survivors out there. There are also lots of good guides on current meta online. Our community is awesome, by the way. And we'll also try to cover lots of topics in this show as well, so keep watching. Plockdy Totally L, gosh, I hope I got that right, asks, will there be a legendary cabin? Yes or no? We can neither confirm nor deny that the game will have legendary cabins very soon. Keep your eyes peeled. And then there is this last message. If Odegon permits. Oh, that's a very scary statement. Not as scary as Odegon, Jesse. Pray for our lives. And now, the most rewarding part of the show, in more ways than one. We choose a single blueprint from the exhibition so that its name and site become the stuff of legends. It might be a simple but effective design, a vehicle breaking all the laws of physics with its appearance, or just something stunningly beautiful. Today, we want to show you a firefighting vehicle called Fire Truck Airport, designed by Master GACCH. If there are any fire engines in use in post-apocalyptic Japan, this will be one of them. And it's a fire engine, all right, with a flamethrower and an incinerator to boot. Makes sense, actually. If you burn all arsonists before they have a chance to set something aflame, there are no problems with fires whatsoever. Very effective. Not that we tested this. Whatever. Send everybody a canister of hellfire. That's it for today. Tell us what you think in the comments below, ask us questions, and if we survive the next raid, we'll answer some of them in the next episode. Subscribe to the channel, leave us a like, and good luck.